All right. Why is this not popping up? Why are you not appearing? Well, how's about we just do this? Okay. Okay. A royal invitation in Yogg-Tyrol. Oh wait, I have a return. Okay. 2, time. Also, Hubigo Messenger, what do you unlock? Oh. That's the alliance race. I'll do that eventually. Also, Ethernet. I'm gonna hold off on doing the alliance raids because I figure I'd probably wait until more people have them unlocked. It's a pleasure as always. Have you been able to relax today? Wonderful. As busy as you've been with the rite of succession, among other things, you deserve an opportunity to experience Tuliolol at a more leisurely pace. Sampling the tacos at Jibalyev Tai is one way to do so. They've made the traditional way. They're made the traditional way and laden with fillings, and are absolutely sublime. If you have an empty stomach, the owner of Brukebu will look after you. It's Meteor, the warrior of light himself. He's so tall. Yeah, let's go. Oh, hi. What do you brought for me today? Also, I fought this one lady named Sphene. I don't know why I didn't tell you about that the first time. It was kind of the most impressive fight that we did. Trials and tribulations of Queen Sphene, who was confronted with many a difficult decision as she sought to protect the citizens of her nation, Alexandria. In that realm, people regard souls as merely a resource. When they die, the ether of their memories is used to create the endless simulacra of the departed that can only be sustained with the life force harvested from the living. Being so very different from what we know, such a way of life is difficult for us to accept. Indeed, it seems only inevitable that you should come to conflict with Sphene. She herself was not among the living, but an entity brought forth to fulfill a certain objective, and therein, I believe, lie the root of this tale's tragedy. Recreated from the noblest of souls, though she was helpless to defy the purpose with which she'd been bound, protecting the endless no matter the cost. Thus did she continue on her destructive path, though she knew it led only to a dead end. Question for you, my friend. Deep in your heart, do you believe that this Sphene whom you met was alive? She was alive in her own way? I'm not sure. I see. Though our existence differed much from the living, precisely what does it mean to be alive? 'Tis no easy thing to define. Thank you for your honest answer, and I'll take it to heart. For my part, whether or not she was possessed of life, I believe that there existed an individual called Sphene who cared deeply for her people, who heard the voices of her people and felt as they did, though and thought only for their welfare. That's why at battle's end she returned to the gentle soul you knew. But here, a thought fills me with dread. What if that soul failed to return, and the fearsome entity she had become continued its relentless onslaught? Might it have succeeded in its objective and plundered the life force from other realities at the cost of untold destruction? Of such a possibility I shall sing, that we might give thanks for the path that we were mercifully spared. By golden light two rulers walked, their paths in conflict lying. One bound to slay, one sworn to save, they forged ahead untiring. Their memories' departed days endured as fate and fetters, for keepers of staunch and blessed warmth, oblivion for the breakers. I do think that the light heavyweight gear looks good on Hrothgar's. Oh, also, I want to check out, speaking of gear, God, the attire is so high up there, but I need it for Mavic. I guess I'm gonna be grinding PvP on Mavic. I am actually curious. Did they add any new PvP gear beyond that? Is it just me or is my sprint faster now? No. No new gear. Anyway, let's head back to the Yolol. I don't have it set as a favorite destination. I probably should fix that. Oh, another thing I want to check out. Where's the gemstone trader? Here we go. Upstairs. Do we have the night theme of Tuliolol for sale yet? Morrow's magic! That has to be the night theme, right? Oh. I forgot that I have the... Let me see. I've got to see. Is that the correct thing that I'm looking for? Yeah! Excellent. That is what it is. I wanted that for my house. What's up, Brookebu? Alone today, are you? See, if you have a hankering for tacos, they're on the house. I am very hungry for tacos now that they mention it. Consider thanks for everything you've done for Tuliolo. Go ahead and find a table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready. Oh, that looks very good. You still love tacos, I hope? Ah, you ate so many when you first turned 5, you could barely move afterwards. Remember that? Oh, I was like, are we gonna meet my dad? Is my dad a character in this game? No. No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right, sorry. It's strange for me, too. Just the other day, you were a little boy clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off for Yasulani, and now you're... Oh, yeah. Just the other day, you were a little boy clinging to your mother's skirt when you set off for Yasulani, and now you're a man grown with a face full of hair. We're gonna unpack that. Oh, God. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family, and you can always rely on me. Relying. It feels like the one thing I'm doing right now. On you and everyone else. I can't even start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had Electrope. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here I'm helpless. A culinarian who can't even light the stove. The way the others in the kitchen stared at me. Gods, I've never felt so embarrassed. Sorry to hear that. I've been told the tales, but it does seem life is really different within the dome. My wife and children, I was thinking I'd have them join me once things had settled, but at this rate... I'd say you send for them. If they're your family, then they're mine too. I do whatever's necessary to make it work. I didn't mean to overhear, but it seems you're having trouble readjusting to life in Chuliolo. Thou Wuklamat. To aid folk like yourself, we've established a support group in the Wing of Reflection. There you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. It isn't easy being back, I know, but I'm hopeful they can make things easier. That's exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out, and I'll bring my family with me. Thank you. Oh, look who it is. I was just about to go and find you. You don't mind the company, I hope. I could use a bite to eat myself. I don't mind the company at all, Wuklamat. I'm sorry there are other players who do. Tacos here never disappoint. So what have you been up to lately? I've been making a name for myself with the Arcadian. You're fighting in the arena in Alexandria? By facing off against tough opponents, I'd wager you've honed your skills even further. As for myself, I've been keeping busy with duties at the palace. But whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk to the people. That way I can better understand the problems they have and share them with Kona and figure out solutions. I was on one such walk just now. As I mentioned, I was hoping I'd find you. Kona and I have something we want to discuss with you as Dawn servants. Do you have time to come to the palace? Great, I'll go on ahead. Please come and join us once you've finished here. Oh, I should also... let's do Save Party Alliance. The event tab anymore. Just making sure. I know I don't like having chat totally gone because sometimes funny stuff happens in chat, but I do agree that like some chat, like FC stuff, probably shouldn't be visible. FC stuff tells whatnot. Seems Kona's gone somewhere. Sorry. It's always an honor. Val Kona has stepped away to attend to a pressing matter, but he should join you before long. My boyfriend is here. Oh, you're all here too. Falcona summoned us, although truth be told, Alphino and I have been seeing him quite regularly of late. He asked us to share our knowledge of Honish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We, of course, happily obliged him. Kral and I were likewise summoned. Otherwise, we've been carrying on with our work, compiling information on the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years ago. With our report, we shall finish what he started. Lest you wonder, Thancred and Eorzea have left to resume their honeymoon. Their honeymoon, Eorzea. You can call it what it is. Y'shtola, meanwhile, is back to researching cross-rift travel. She was just here just a few days ago to get Kona's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. If the look she had in her eyes is any indication, I suggest you brace yourself for when she comes calling. You're like to be stuck with her for a while. As for Estinian, we know neither where he is nor what he's doing. Some things never change. Estinian is a cryptid. My apologies for the delay. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So what can we do for you? Hopefully, present company is enough for whatever you need. The matter of which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sphene. King Galulja and his administration have invited us to attend. King baby. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yassulani, I see no reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians live without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Apparently, members of Oblivion unearthed the records of ceremonies that were conducted in Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the queen should be thus honored. Leave it to that lot to think of such things. People of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. Oh, they no longer. So the people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. So people will die now, and you'll still remember them. They shut that part of the machine down. That's good. Though Sphene was but a simulacrum, she was nevertheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Indeed. A funeral will give the Alexandrians a chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome it. I wasn't sure at first, but I've decided to go. Not only to be there for Galulja, but to put this chapter behind us. I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wish to attend the funeral. You knew Sphene as well, after all. Sometimes I wonder if there wasn't another way. You and me both. But we made our choices and are responsible for what comes of them. As vow, I'll attend the funeral in an official capacity. I owe it to the Alexandrian people to bear witness to their grief. I'd like it if you could be there to watch over everything like you did all through the rite of succession. feel the rest of us should go too. Regardless of the reason, the fact remains that we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sphene was to her people and to others, so let us stand with you. And it's decided. Let's head to Solution 9 and look for Galulja in the back room. Is the back room just his office now? Has Oblivion functionally undertaken a coup? Crossroads. I thought I was gonna have an echo vision, and I'm like, wait, no, this is a different sound effect. I thought though I too would ideally attend the funeral, given the circumstances, I think it's best that Lamati represents us. Besides, I need to be on hand to oversee the city's repairs, which is taking longer than expected. When work is complete, we will finally look into installing new thrones. But to have Father's throne here still, it makes me feel that he's close by. I'm quite happy for it to remain for a while. Good of you to come. We're expecting a large attendance at the funeral. The venue isn't like to hold everyone at once. The altar will remain for those who couldn't be present during the ceremony. We ourselves plan to go and pay our respects afterwards. Hey, you heard of the Rogina Consortium? I absolutely can't stand that lot, let me tell you. That's why I give the Nexus Arcade a wide berth. Even the residential district's too close for me liking, so I just crash here. Glad to see the invitation reached you. As you may have heard, we were able to find data on forgotten funeral customs amidst old records. It appears to have been preserved by those who rued the loss of culture due to the proliferation of regulators. We're grateful for the foresight. Galulja! Yeah, you came for the funeral. Of course. I'm the only one who will officially take part, though. The others will watch over the proceedings. How have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Shale's always teaching me new things. Recently, I've learned about Everkeep systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to use my authority properly. Studious as always, I see. By way of a treat, I brought you, gâteau au chocolat. It's a kind of cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, on my tea, and thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed. It's much the same here according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? Oh. people to take it on themselves to organize and hold a funeral. It speaks to their enduring love for Sphene. From a group that plotted to undermine a tyrant king from the shadows to one that aids their fellow citizens in the open, Oblivion's come a long way. It's a relief to see the Galul just doing well. He's been through too much for one so young. Although I've been in the back room before, there was no time to see the sights. I should like to take a closer look at the equipment. Papa always said he didn't want a somber funeral, so we celebrated his life together with our victory. I'm sure he would have loved it. I'd like to think he was watching over us from the world beyond, filling his cup every time we filled our own. While we were planning, proposed the funeral, the royal administration took the brunt of the planning. One of their number can better explain what the ceremony will entail. The flowers are being handed out now in Praxis Park. I'm thinking I'll head over there now. We'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak with, Gosan. He was apparently Sphene's aide, and the one who sent us the invitation. Come, let's go. When are we getting to the part where everybody resents Tuliolol for killing Sphene? Because it's like, we are explicitly a foreign power that did kill a head of state. And it's weird that that's not... It's weird that hasn't become a concern. That's a very poofy dress. Booklomont's attendance will surely help strengthen relations between the two nations. I get the strong impression that both Tuliolol and Alexandria wish to put this tragic past behind them. It makes sense that Sphene had loyal aides such as Gosan, given how much time she dedicated to walking among her people. Maybe. Yeah, this is post-game MSQ. Well, it appears souls are still being issued. The supply must be limited now that they're no longer being harvested. The grim faces in the queue tell the tale. Judging from the activity, I presume the funeral will be held here. Here he is, Gosan. All correspondence was being handled by the Wing of Reflection, so this is my first time speaking with Gosan. This guy's outfit is cool. Oh, is this Scholar? Is this the Scholar artifact gear? Idealized arbitral coat? Why is both of these... Hang on a second. Properties. Both of these shouldn't be displaying. Yeah, you can leave, or leave the tab open, muted, and just don't look at it. Hang on a second. This shouldn't be... I don't know if I can stop the... No, well, I mean, that didn't double post. If I do it this way, does it double post? Doesn't look like it. Nope, it does. Ah, damn it. That's annoying. Well, work on it later. Or I guess maybe I'll just... Maybe I will change it. I'll change it so it only shows the Twitch chat for now. And I'll figure out how to fix things later. Why, you're... And thou Wuklamat of Tuliolol. Thanks for extending us an invitation to Queen Spheen's funeral. We're honored, truly. I'd seen you before from a distance, but I never had the pleasure. I'm Gosan, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I've been responsible for administering affairs of state. Can we get our flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder, alongside the regulators. We need to wear regulators for the funeral? Rest assured they're not a requirement. We're aware your people do not use them. You see, the people of Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. As such tokens were black, it was suggested we might wear regulators painted the same color. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as able. I see. Yet regulator or no, the most important thing is that we remember Queen Spheen. Remember her kindness as you make an offering of your flower. I will. The proceedings will soon begin at the plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower. Are the Aetherites covered in flowers too? The Ethernet shard?
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Spheen brought us together. Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better, for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Have they not animated Galulja holding things yet? Or is he just too small? He can't reach up there. They have! He can hold things. We have the technology.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sveen, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead? I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts.
That man didn't get a funeral,
It's
did
the
he?
same with Queen Sveen. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad.
Did you ever interact with her, though?
But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
Hey, Gulja, we want to go to the end of the universe with me? We can sit in space and chill and think about death. I was gonna say what's his outfit, but he's wearing the Terali something or other, right? Roseblood coat. Oh, yeah, no, that's the red mage coat. The singular, like, tassel on the side is very red mage. Seems a good place as ever to continue our conversation. Simply leaving Alexandria won't solve all their problems, I fear. The problem runs deeper than that. Leaving? Yeah. I'm talking about the people who said they should leave. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up. No! Feel your feelings, King Baby! Seeing that child reminded me of myself, how hard it was for me to accept that grandfather was gone. But that sadness is what gave me the strength to come this far, and I would never choose to forget it, never. I hope the altar can provide some comfort to those who need it. Hey, Galulja, do you really know nothing at all of your mother? Yes, let's talk about this. Who's your mom? Shale searched the system for informations on residents, but the only Mamulja she found listed were my father and me. But even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there, but she wasn't. Well, that you're here means that she was here too, inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it. He could have been cloned. Do you want to know your mother? I think so. Even if it makes me feel sad, I want to know her. So I want to try looking again. And if I don't find anything this time, I'll give up. Oh, I see. Well, if that's what you want. Then I'll help you. I'd like to help as well, and I believe I speak for the others too. But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral. We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria. Alright, thank you everyone. Oh, I'm curious actually. Does... Now that I think about it, thinking about trying to fix things. Does the restream bot still work on the Twitch side at the very least? That's annoying. Assuming neither memories nor records of Galulja's mother remains, we must cast a wide net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. If you could make inquiries on the outside and the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Oh! Oh, I should have changed classes so I could have gotten the experience. Whoops. Where am I looking? You're looking for a Mamulja woman? Oh, Galulja's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know a little about Zoraljah, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome could have stopped from the outside world, a Vidral appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zoraljah assembled a party of warriors, and with them confronted the felled beast. It was intriguing to hear of the king's feat in the past. Can I go inside these homes? No. I'm a Mulja woman. Their people have never been a common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was, among an entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Yolo after the mission. But if any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mamulja woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Soralja. You might have better look at talking to the people over at Tonawatan settlement north of Everkeep, a place called Uewada. The Resilient Sun won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another, if the story goes. If I remember correctly, the chief's name was Kaniloka. Oh, report to Shale in the back rooms. Okay. Head to the back rooms? Yeah. Soralja rarely made public appearances, so the people have no idea how he spent most of his time. I believe therein lies the key to the answers we seek. Solution 9 is vast indeed. Even with the teleporters, we can cover but a small portion of it. I'm sorry, but I couldn't find anything useful. None of the people I questioned had heard of a Mamulja woman before. Lamachi didn't seem to have much luck. How did you fare? While I failed to learn anything directly related to Galulja's mother, I did find information which may shed some light upon Zoralja. Back 2. I told Shale all about your search. Galulja has told me all. We have previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time. Considering a settlement located in Uewada. I think Uewada makes more sense. It was considering a battle between Zoralja and a mighty beast which occurred in Yasulani. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different people as well. Let's combine all our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So Zoralja brought a retinue of Landsguard to Yasulani, among whom was a female Mamulja. Oh! Yeah, this is... I remember they mentioned this way at the start of the expansion. It's why he wasn't at the combat trial that one... There's the combat trial in where, what's his face? Bakul Jaja won entry into the Rite of Succession. And they're like, oh, why was Zoralja not there? And it's like, he was off fighting a Taral Vidral. So this must have been that. His mission was to rid the region of a Taral Vidral. I believe it's safe to say that was the crisis in Uewada he resolved. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with the recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. We also heard stories about the settlement in Uewada. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zoralja made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would be ideal, and if this Mamulja woman had remained there, they would have had an occasion to come into contact. And then do more than just be in contact. I see, but what could Zoraljah have been doing in that village? I think we can answer that question. In order to retrace Zoraljah's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked in orogenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep per the king's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the king's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. It's plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into transportation records... There it is. All the routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Ueawada. Far too little for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility's been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? Can't say for certain yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. This is amazing! Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all this out! Each piece of a puzzle may reveal a little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. So we'll be investigating this secret facility in Ueawada then. And this time, I want you to come along, Guluja. Ueawada's on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the Drift Downs. Alright, thank you, Shale. While the researcher we spoke with remembered that he had colleagues, he couldn't recall details about any specific individuals, not their names nor what they were like. That does not bode well. Someone would have noticed if Zoraljah traveled from the Drift Downs. I expect to utilize a flying vehicle. I've seen how much has changed for the part of Yasulani that's on this side of the dome. I wonder what it's like on the other. The settlement in the outskirts, that was originally Tonawadan as well, yes? I wonder if Ueawada is similar to it. Weapons delivered in secret with the aid of devoted followers. Nothing good will have come from this. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. We're still inside the dome, so I don't expect it'll be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright, be careful everyone. Ueawada Field Station now accessible. Gotta take the boyfriend. I don't know, or I just go in. Do I queue up? Do I just queue up for it? I'm debating whether or not I queue. Nah, I'm gonna do a party this time. I'm gonna do the thing. If we don't have either of the twins, then I'm going to bring my boyfriend.
I stand ever ready.
Yes, you do, Graha. Yeah, I'll bring the boyfriend. Father must have come here for a reason. Lightning hasn't let up here either. The creatures here are electrified. feel like maybe I should have come with real people. Nobody used their AoEs. Not exactly a leisurely trek. Guess we've stepped into its territory. Here's the pillar with its tusk, fusing the rocks with ether. Electrope emerges from the ground.
Allow me.
Oh, it's Lindblom! It's a Lindblom Zachnol! Oh, is there Lindblom nonsense going on here? Easy win. Oh, is there new gear here? No, it's materia. So the facility is still here. What kind of research did they do here? Hardly any signs that there was a village here. Well, His Majesty's Neurologia is not the first to conceive of transferring a beast soul into a person's body. Oh no! Oh no! Where'd Galulja? Galulja! Also, Wuklamat, do you want to get off the counter? Do you want to get off the counter, Wuklamat? Don't tell me Galulja. I mean, I feel like Galulja might have been a clone, but geez. Safety and ethical concerns have ensured no earnest attempts have been made to date. Yet our king believes that there is no greater evil than to hinder the potential of man, so he always ordered us to make this conception a reality. He would bolster our military might and break through to the outside world. If our research will further this ambition, then perhaps it's worth pursuing. Oh god, they don't got bases. Let me see if I can grab other stuff. They're called Rotten Hounds. Ew. Are there more guys? Oh! Oh! Oh no! Oh no 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 no! Wooklamat! Wooklamat, please! Wooklamat! Wooklamat, please! I just wanted to get... Okay, cool, cool, cool. Kill him with fire. Kill him with fire. We're gonna kill him with fire. Don't go that way! Stay in the living break! This is giving me very, Persona 5 Strikers, the Okinawa jail. It's giving me those same vibes. If anybody plays Persona 5 Strikers. Our bodies are fragile vessels. Although the infusion of another person's soul confers strength and vitality, the soul of a beast yields mixed results. Even when stripped of memories, a feral soul can induce a psychological instability in the subject. I suspect this is because primal instincts remain. And while a certain amount of bestial ferocity is expected, I dare say welcomed, too many such souls can lead to physical mutations. For now, our objective shall be to determine the threshold beyond which a body is at risk of uncontrolled mutation. This is Arcadian nonsense. Oh. Oh. Hello. Is Galulja's mom gonna be the boss? If Galulja's not just a clone, is his mom going to be the boss here? You okay, buddy? Experiencing any kind of trauma? I feel like we should not be bringing King Baby here. This does not feel like a place we should be bringing him. The further into this we get, the more I'm like, oh, this is not great. Oh, things are attacking me. Ah, Zambonis. Okay. The giant corpse. Is he the corpse of a giant, or is he just a giant corpse? rate of transfiguration may be dictated by the potency of the soul consumed. We've experimented with fiends of great power, but mutations were observed after the infusion of merely a single soul. No better was this phenomenon illustrated than with poor Atticus. His body was altered irreparably, and he lost all capacity for rational thought. While the primary objective of this research was to utilize the soul of a Tyrell Vidral, I struggle to see a path forward. An alternative approach must be considered. Yeah, this doesn't feel like a place we should be bringing King Baby. Oh no, oh no, oh no, no more zombies, so many zombies. I want to say what, you guys have no response to this, but I did kind of just walk into the encounter. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that they would have had a response had I not gone ahead to see if I could make the pull bigger for a limit break. What was Father doing here? Gosh, I don't know, Galulja. I don't know, Galulja. The source of our failures thus far has been the inability of our bodies to contain feral souls. What if we were to reverse the process? By purging a beast of its memories and infusing it with a man's soul, one still possessed of its own memories. We stand to gain absolute control over a vessel of great power. My subordinate, who's first proposed this brilliant hypothesis, shall have the honor of being the first to transcend our meager limits. I must prepare his soul for extraction at once. Hello. Hi, Psycho Mantis. I have a bad feeling about this. Oh, this is the name of the... Something unsettling about the ether here. What happened to him? Oh no, oh no! Good. Oh. Ah, fuck. Damn it. Graha, you have a res! Oh, I think I stepped into the outside last time, that's why. Oh god. God, it's so tiny. That is in fact what she said. Ooh. Oh fuck. Okay. Made it. Made it. We're good. We're good. Everything's Daijobu. I put the die in Daijobu. King Resolve's purpose sucks. Oh god, man. This boss fight's actually really cool. There we go. Would that we could tame the beast with the seal is already. Seal? Beast? What's he talking about? Oh, Ueawada Boots of Casting. So there is a set here. Oh. That doesn't look good over there. Ooh, those boots are cool though. Is that a storm? strong. Don't rush ahead. Is that a roar? Did it come from inside the storm?
Hold on.
Wooflebot, draw them into my AoE damage.
Allow me.
Boss time. Banui. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Graha, help. Graha, please. Boyfriend. I need healing. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. I misread that tell. Fuck. Fuck. Does it not have... One second. Oh. In my other ones, I moved it back up. I have not done that yet for this one. Okay. All right, you're going down. Third time's the charm. Yep. A stupid trial. I feel like she knows what she's doing. Oh, it's a spiral. Okay, I thought it was just a semicircle thing. Nah, I still ran into the AoE. What's this do? Okay. He jumped. I'm assuming Graha. Graha knows what he's doing. Graha has more brain cells than I do. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. It's fine. I'm fine. Daijobu des. Oh god. We're only halfway there. Oh no. Living on a prayer. Where's the baby? Is the baby still up there?
Just the beginning.
Slabber.
Hold still.
I have a super move too. Graha, I need to heal. Heal me. Somebody didn't move when I was doing my super move. so close to being dead. There we go. Oh, take it, Bonui. Bonui. One day it may become a Dreadtrall Vidral, but not this day. Yeah. Excellent. Wonderful. Still breathing, if only faintly. I felt the earth shake all the way from the cliff. Did it somehow. Tyrant Troll, a fitting description. Must have something. Ah, shit. I didn't read everybody. Guys, don't all talk to me at once. The fact that it didn't disappear is a little bit worrying, because that means it's going to be important in the cutscene.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Valley Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures, but in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
This man was boss number 2. The mom!
So, you've given him permission?
Teshalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Land's Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project, or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, We require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliolal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours.
She wants a man.
That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Are you all right?
Okay, it didn't wake back up and murder us, or wasn't secretly Galulja's mom. And also Galulja is not a beast in a mortal body. So these are all good things.
Teishelja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubiko women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kanaloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishelja there.
That's where we're going next then.
We gotta climb all the way back up the cliff. Seems this Kenny Loco was in charge here. From your recounting, he was quite dedicated to Zoraljia. The villagers were likely monitoring the imprisoned Taral Vidral at Zoralja's behest, and at some point, they became involved in the research of souls. That you should be able to peer into the Taral Vidral's past. I wonder what that implies to the beast's consciousness when it was sealed away. Now that the danger's behind us, it started sinking in just how unsettling this place is. Hard to believe it used to be a village. Teishelja, you said her name was. I wonder what her story is. Wish I could see into the past like you, then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't any other Mabulja women here. For a long time, I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. But when I visited Tuliyola and saw some, I was able to picture her in my mind. One day, I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well. While we've discerned the purpose of the research conducted here, the traces of it that remain might afford us greater insight into what came of it. Let's take a look around for information as well as a way to the upper level. Oh, this will like this. You doing okay, buddy? What happened to the people here? Did they all leave? Or did we already meet them? I think it's the latter one, unfortunately. To think that people actually volunteered their souls for these experiments. Success was far from guaranteed, and even in the best case, they would cease to be men. Was their devotion to Zoral just so absolute? I wonder what Beglug would make of this research into transferring souls. The research likely moved between the upper and lower levels. Perhaps we can find a key amongst their belongings. Makes me angry to think about what they did here. Open, and I don't think it'll yield to our shoulders either. We have to do it the old-fashioned way and find a key. Well, it can be seen through the wrought iron gate. As sturdy as it appears, the gate will likely resist any attempt to force it open. Security panels nearby, perhaps a verification key will open the way. Hello, sir. Journalized next to the body. I was transferred to Eorzea Station in order to train the villagers in the use of electro technology. While a child can quickly learn to operate common contraptions, it will be no easy thing for them to attain the requisite skill to develop new weapons, ones which require no less than the manipulation of souls. Thankfully, two of my pupils have demonstrated great aptitude in the field, Kaniloka, the village chief, and Tishalja, a field chirurgeon. Further driven by their loyalty to our king, their growth has been remarkable. I dare to hope that before long they'll be able to carry out their duties without further instruction, and I may be relieved of my duty. Sounds like this man was very close to retirement. Recruiting volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. This might be my chance. Soul transferred a few days ago. I can write. I can write good, yes? I am good. Very good. Getting hard to control strength. Today bit off hand of feeder. Cannot help it. So strong. Hungry. Always hungry. Cannot control. Eat. I must eat. I am eater. Must eat. Find nothing that resembles a verification key. Perhaps you should search elsewhere. Jeez. Supplies for the staff are neatly arranged in the cabinet. Among the various items is a manual outlining regulations and tranquilizing gas to be used in emergencies. You dig deeper. Find a verification key. Perhaps it can be used to open the iron gate. Found a key? Great, I'll call the others. Seems the key can be used to operate the lift as well. Up we go. This is the observatory. Didn't expect it to be similar, but this city this is a far cry from the temple that held Valdegarmanda. All the machinery appears to still be in operation. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure monitoring can continue even in emergencies. The warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure, most likely. For a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Galulja's mother. I think I can use this terminal. Shale taught me how. There's so much data. I don't want to look. I don't know what we should look at. I don't want to look at it. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting in the name Tashilja. Brought up a lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. Tashilja, Administrator of Experimental Treatments Research Logs. This sounds good, doesn't it? Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all. Now let's take it with us to the back room and have Shayla analyze it. Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer it to the storage device I brought. There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. It was incredibly traumatizing. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. I admit the Tirol gave me a fright at first, but then I remembered who felled the mighty Valdegarmanda. I'll not soon forget our visit to that facility. It was a troubling reminder of the depravity that can arise from the belief that souls are simply a resource to be exploited. It seems safe to say my brother returned to Eorzea for the Tirol. He wanted its power, no matter the cost. I'm glad we could find what we sought in that abandoned facility. I thought that was Galulja. Kiliwasa's really good at driving the hover cargo. I wonder if I can ever learn how to drive it too. And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents. First things first, let us deliver the data to Shale. Also, alright, the new gear I got is not... Oh, I have to do that. Oh, we have to teleport to the back rooms. The new gear I got is not good enough for... It's not better than my raid gear. Found information on Galuja's mother. You lot never cease to amaze me. Galuja had no trouble keeping up during the outing. He really is his father's son. Having now spent some time in these harsh environs, I feel I have a better understanding of how much a steadying presence Sphene was to her people. It was Shale who gave me the storage device before we left. She said that we'd probably need it, and we did. From what I can see, things haven't changed much here since the funeral. People are still listless like before. Also, I realize I should increase this a bit. I've been thinking, it may behoove us to learn how to use these various devices found throughout Alexandria. Better late than never, after all. I mean, I already know how to use a NFC keycard. The data will soon be in good hands with Shale. We'll come back. Galuja's already given me the storage device. There looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything. Like a patch cycle or so? In that case, Alice and I might take ourselves around the city and check on the people. The mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. Understood. I'll let you all know as soon as I finish my work. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Okay. It's not a patch cycle's worth of time. Stripping files isn't the hard part. It's when the number of digits in a password is unknown that the long nights begin. Alice ain't wrong. The mood out here is still grim. Some of the Tirali remember a time before they were dependent on the Sol system, but even they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. Good reason, too. The journey home will be an easy one for those who've grown old. That's why it's mostly been the younger folk who've been leaving for Tiral, the ones with no elders to care for. Word of that problem has reached us in Tuliolo. My brother is doing all he can to see the Shaktaral Railroad restored to operation so that people may come and go more freely. Unfortunately, the tracks still only go as far as Vanguard, so some traveling by foot will still be necessary. Even so, the railroad would make things sight easier. How long before it's back in service? I couldn't say. When I left for the visit, Kona seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shale's working on the data, we could go and see the state of it for ourselves. To Shaloni Station, then. I'll make sure to keep Kona informed. I filled Kona in. He asks that we continue to support the Alexandrians in any way we can. Operations are still suspended, but we've been trying to remain optimistic. It's good to see you looking well yourselves. Vow of Resolve and Missing Novice to boot. What can I do for you? We're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Tiral that can't make the journey on foot. I see. As it happens, the Vow of Reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Scratch the on his way. Ooh! New outfit for Erenvel. Looking good, Erenvel. I'm not gonna tease him. As the guild ship has officially approved my transition from gleaner to independent contractor, I was in need of a more befitting attire. You hear about the railroad too? It was in part for my sake that the original Dawnblazer was sacrificed, so I felt it only right that I assist with its replacement. Speaking of which, I assume Lamatia has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling her into station, in a matter of speaking. You see, when we used the Dawnblazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other considerations. But now we're back to our original problem: how to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of Mawatason. I'm happy that we are going back to this. I do find that interesting. That is, the Ronek. Though the Hetsaro that follow them are none too pleased about the Hetso being spooked by the noise of a locomotive either. The solution I've devised is to quieten the railroad. The solution I've devised to quieten the railroad should have addressed that complaint. But a silent train presses a different danger. The Ronek will need to be deterred from wandering across its tracks. And I suppose we can't just blow the whistle at them or they'll panic and put off their grazing again. Weren't the rail routes plotted to avoid the Ronek's preferred grazing areas, though? It's odd that they're getting so close in the first place. The Ronek's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I'm not certain why, but I intend to ask the people of Mawatason for their insight. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter, and I too would hear from what the Hetsaro have to say about it. They are the ones most affected, after all. I believe it would be best to begin by consulting their leader, Huado. The rest of you can accompany us to the Hetsaro encampment if you like. That's Conan's vow of reason, is it not? I can scarce believe it. Oh, is that butterfly a minion, or is that... Okay, yeah, it's a minion. I was wondering if it was part of the gear. As committed as the Hetsaro are to tradition, they are amenable to the unfamiliar, or so I'm told. Thought I heard something. Oh, it's the whistle. Yeah, I think all of us can be packed up at a moment's notice to follow wherever the Ronek lead. Except they won't be, because this is a zone in an MMORPG. A prior visit to the Hetsaro was also on railroad business. Pray that it not take us for train enthusiasts. No! Arenville, there's nothing wrong with being a train enthusiast. Thou of resolve, thou of reason, I bid you welcome to our camp. But what brings you all the way to Mawatason? Thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of the Shaktaral Railroad. You too have noticed the Ronek's unexpected change in behavior, then. My son, Shepetto, has been looking into the matter. Shepetto? Normally, we'd expect the Ronek to keep to their favorite grounds nearby for a while yet, and despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in Pyaryonan and Yawatan. Yet they refuse to keep to where they usually would, instead pushing westward towards your railroad. I can certainly see no cause for this unseasonable migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As any true Hetsaro would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I'm of Hetsaro descent. My parents traveled with the Ronek as well, though I myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, you see, during such migration, one of the many sacrifices necessitated by the nomadic lifestyle I'm forced to assume. Chance encounter with a kind Palu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stallkeeper in Tulayolel's markets, and that's where the Dawn Servant found and adopted me. I'd already been in the palace some time when Lamachi came to join us. Like me, she'd been cast aside by our parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. That's the flashback. Flashback Kona saying that. Truly, I've never heard of the Ronak choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Hetsara willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. There must have been some kind of exceptional circumstance. I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps that I might better make excuses for their actions never much appealed to me. Even if it might help you better understand the Ronak's current behavior? As is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hetsaro may arise from the fear of reopening old wounds rather than blind fervor for innovation, it would nevertheless see me repeat the past mistakes. And to refuse to learn of one of our country's treasured traditions would make me a poor Dawn servant indeed. Please teach me of the Ronak and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. We would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Will you learn of Hitsara culture with me? I should like to approach this with the fervent curiosity that you and my sister share, but it would be useful to know whether I'm doing it correctly. It's settled. You'll learn more of the Ronak, and we'll have a look around the plains, and perhaps in the process we'll find the answers we seek. My knowledge of the culture I was born into is from written accounts alone, and few of them at that. It would be a joy to share our traditions with the new Dawn servants, as well as we once did with Gulul Jaja. Quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor. Not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort. That's all we ask. Take these tools. Now introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. They'll be happy to teach you what to do in exchange for a pair of hands to do it. Let's meet back here later to share what we've learned. Let me... Where'd he go? Banui! I just want to summon him to see him. Adorable. Anyway, back to my actual boy. You're here to help? Well then, why don't I show you how to care for a Ronak's coat? Go ahead and run your fingers through it. Gently now. Stroke the Ronak's coat. You note that many portions are shaggy and tangled. one's fur's a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Wouldn't you give it a try? Yeah, you need to get the right tool for the job, mind you. A comb of the type you're used to. Oh, get lost in the tangle, like as not. Ah, Geppetto sent a Ronic brush with you, did he? How like him? Now just run it through the little patch, one little patch at a time, gently. You dutifully brush the Ronic until your arms grow weary from the prolonged battle with its coat. It appears much tidier now, though the same cannot be said for your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own. Well done! And with less excess fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat, and less susceptible to illness. A combed coat also makes it easy for us to identify injuries, should the need arise. I'm afraid I finished with my task for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn about our way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? If you're here, you'll likely already know that the Ronic are our Hetso, our guides, that we travel with through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands and with all we need to survive. But you may not know that sometimes our herd splits in two, bound for different paths. On those occasions, we Hetsara must also part with half of our number. You may think it strange and stressful a custom, but over the years it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizons as people. This, too, is the wisdom of the Hetso. This won't do. The wind will go right through it, and me without my needle and sinew. Oh, these are precisely what I need. I should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronic hide they're made of is durable enough that we generally don't need to worry. Learning about the Hetsara way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction. I find my answers much easier to recall later if I arrive at them myself. Our Hetso provide us with something that we use in medicines, poultices and soap to drive away pests and sustain our fires. What is it? Bones? Hooves? Are hooves bones? Both horns and hooves have cores of bone, and we use all of these materials, albeit primarily in tent pools, instruments, and the like. It's not quite the answer I was looking for. Meat and organ meat? Well, that's not quite. Meat and organs both can be made into delicious fare, and our neighbors are often glad to trade for them. They do have a certain medicinal uses as well, but they aren't fit for the purpose mentioned in my question. Is it dung again? Sounds like there's a story there, but is indeed the correct answer. We discovered myriad uses for Ronic chips over time, each a boon to our way of life. There's a need the Hetso always provide. It'll be a joy to share our traditions with the New Dawn servants as well as... Yeah, we already said that part. You smell of the grass and the wind, which is a good thing, I promise. You could nearly be mistaken for one of us. You even look the part. I have to wonder how Valcona's getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty, but it seems his wish to understand us was sincere. Ah, there he is now. Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the Ronic and ended up rather far afield. I found myself wandering hither and thither, and my companion's inclination to force us back to the trail seemed inappropriate. But how is your own work? Have you anything to share? They're treasured members of the community, as important as family. If, you know, you eat your family when they die and make tents out of them. Indeed, the Ronak provide for the Hetsaro, and in turn the Hetsaro are good to the Ronak, just as family should be. Mine is not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents have a duty to the Ronak, and as they did to me, and so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so a selfish act as I once believed. I've no way to know, of course, and regardless, this has no bearing of our present concerns. We are here in service of the people of Tural, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today, and I will endeavor to remain curious, especially where the Hetso are concerned. I'm glad to hear that, Valkona. You're welcome among our herd anytime. I don't like the wide-eyed stare these things have, though, is the issue. That's the thing for me. Also, I'm realizing I've been gesturing, but the gesture was not captured. The wide-eyed stare. Kona appears loath to part from his Ronak. Kona, how'd it go? I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetso. They nourish the Hetsaro as they grow, and they provide warmth and companionship in a harsh and unpredictable world. They are the equal of any man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, the Ronak are sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale, they may ever be free to follow their instincts and seek out lands where they might thrive. The Hetsaro would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. Then it's particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Ronak's once favored grazing grounds. As we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just the Ronak. Even the birds and the field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Ceratopraptors, but they look to be passing through in a hurry. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters, earthquakes, landslides, and the like. Though the Hetsaro would have surely put two and two together were that the case, were the cause geological. I measured the area's ether to be certain. There was indeed nothing to suggest recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. A large animal, perhaps? And a powerful one, like as not. A predator, given the local fauna's behavior. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. Couldn't be a Turur Hetso. Turur Hetso? Ronak Reaver in the common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetso in the night is another evocative one. The Ronak can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Turur Hetso. Their scales are as tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. A well-toothed carnivore with an unusually tough hide. I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds keep well clear of them. I can't tell you why this one's so far from home and its pack both. In any case, I believe the source of the Ronix consternation is clear, as is our next move. We must drive this reaver away, that they might return to their grazing lands in peace. Also, you could make, oh my god! Erenville has his mom on the keychain! The little keychain of Kapkiwa! That's adorable. That's great. But also, you could build tunnels underneath the tracks, wildlife crossings. You could fence off the railroad, and then build wildlife crossings so that the Ronek can cross over the railroad at their own leisure. Please tell me Erenville is still here. Where's Erenville? Erenville is here. Look at that! Look, he's got a little Kapkiwa on his backpack. I love that. I love that so much. That's wonderful. The boy has emotions. Okay. A powerful creature behaving unusually left to its devices, it may well become a Tyrell withdrawal. We must attend to it ere that happens. Those Ronak Reavers must have a hefty set of teeth, but I'm not worried. We fought worse. The Ronak Reaver is a clear threat to the local population. We cannot allow it to roam unchecked. But it wouldn't do for us to go running off in search of it without having made proper preparations. And if others are returning from across the plain have spotted it, they may be able to inform us of its recent behavior and where it might be found.
Hetsu is coming this way! It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety!
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
Make haste! We must protect the Ronek!
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
Oh. I thought I had to use the soothe emote.
That herd should be all right. Let's look for stragglers.
So quiet.
Come.
Kona, you know, you can run also. I'm sure you have Peloton. Kona, can you give us Peloton?
No match for the likes of us.
Oh, I didn't mean to short out. Oh.
You're mine.
Alligator! You chunky boy.
All or nothing then.
Oh, he's limit breaking. Okay.
It seems that did the trick.
For the fodder at least. But where's...
Oh.
Look there. We've got a big one coming.
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs. That's a Ronak Reaver, and no mistake.
Oh no!
There! That one there! Not so fast!
Kona, you're not a tank. You are a DPS. Also, put on arm's length.
Even should it cost me my life. I will save the Hetzel!
Kona! Are you alright?
Do not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronek to safety!
There. You've nothing to fear.
Right! Let's finish the job!
I will say Kona's complete 180 is a little quick for my liking.
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer! You'll find the vow of reason is not without resolve.
Damn it! Not even a scratch!
I need some time to think, will you? You must have a weakness, and I will find it.
Marinville? Can you, that's like the one thing you're good at, is being like, oh man, this animal's weakness. It's there.
Keep busy. I need time.
Right! Go for the legs!
Now we just have to keep it pinned.
Thinking, Kona!
A protective current of ether. Place does it flow? I've got it! One well-placed piercing round to the chest, and ether ere the Reaver recovers it!
This is going to hurt.
There we go. It's taking a while to load. I need to be clocking into work pretty soon here. By pretty soon, I mean 10 minutes ago.
We did it. The Hetzo, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehwa Hetzuan.
That
Hunters
is-
are
I've been-
scouring in the area for any remaining threats.
Mewa
But the
Hetsuan.
local
I've been
fauna
pronouncing
appear
it
to have
wrong
calmed
the
down.
whole time.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Bow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetzo.
I did no more than is a Dawn servant's duty. The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Kona, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again. Still haven't forgotten the last one. And it's been more than 20 years now.
Oh, is this good? Is this Hetzo trader?
I had come
Kona's
as a
dad?
trader to the camp in Lozeni Hetta. A camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
Lozeni Hetta. That's where the Pelu Pelu trader found me as a babe. Please, can you tell me what you saw?
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a Reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetzo!" After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran. And as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast.
How convenient that they mentioned saving their son.
Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Yeah, what could possibly have happened to the child, Kona?
Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelu would. And one day, even a done servant himself. All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe. I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family, even after they were gone.
You should hate the person they yelled "Save our son" to, who clearly did not do that. That's like, there was someone in the tribe they pointed at and were like, "Save our son," and they didn't listen.
A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
Actually, this traitor guy, he heard them say that. He did nothing. He did not, in fact, save the son. Anyway, I gotta wrap things up. I should have been clocked into work 10 minutes ago. Let's see if anybody's live. Anybody? Yeah, Yen's doing the story. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and raid Yen MD. Raid messages: you found the missing persons. If you're on YouTube, you're going to twitch.tv/YenMD. Thank you for hanging out. I'm going to catch you guys probably tomorrow, so I can wrap this up and then maybe start the raids. Till next time. Adios.